Your AC is running full blast. Your electric bill is through the roof, but your house is still hot. Here's why. Right above your head, your attic is sitting at over 140 degrees Fahrenheit. 140 degrees. That's hotter than some ovens on bake mode. And that wall of heat is cooking every single room below it. Your AC isn't broken. It's just fighting a battle it was never built to win. But what if I told you there's a fix? It costs $4, and the Amish figured it out 200 years ago. Stay with me. This is going to change how you think about your house. Let's talk about what's actually happening in your home right now. Modern houses are built tight, really tight. Good insulation, sealed windows, weather stripping everywhere. And builders will tell you that's a good thing. They're not lying. For winter it is. But in summer, that tight seal turns your attic into a furnace with no exit. The sun beats down on your roof all day long. Your shingles absorb that heat. The wood under them absorbs more. And all of that heat radiates downward, right into your living space. By 2 p.m. on a hot day, your attic can hit 130, 140, even 150 degrees. And your ceiling, that thin layer of drywall, it's not stopping any of it. It's just slowing it down so that heat creeps into your bedroom while you sleep, into your kitchen while you cook, into your living room no matter how low you set the thermostat. Your AC keeps cycling on, and your energy bill just keeps climbing. The average American household spends over $400 a summer just fighting attic heat. And most of them have no idea that's what's happening. So the house isn't cooling because the source of the heat was never dealt with. You're mopping the floor while the faucet is still running. But the Amish? They solved this a long time ago. And they didn't spend a penny on AC to do it. Here's something that stopped me in my tracks when I first heard it. In parts of Pennsylvania and Ohio, Amish farmhouses sit in the same brutal summer heat as everyone else. Same sun, same humidity, same 95-degree afternoons. But walk into an Amish farmhouse upstairs in the middle of summer, and it's 72 degrees. No air conditioning, no ceiling fans, no electric anything. Just a house that was built to breathe. I know what you're thinking. They must have thick stone walls, or their houses are just different. But that's not the whole story. The secret is in the attic, specifically what they hang in the attic, and how they let air move through it. These families have been doing this for generations. It gets passed down, grandfather to son. And nobody outside those communities talks about it because nobody's trying to sell it to you. There's no product here, no brand, no patent, just a simple genius method that works with the laws of physics instead of fighting against them. Let me show you what I mean. This isn't folk magic. This is documented science. Before air conditioning became affordable and widespread in America, engineers and architects were obsessed with natural cooling. They had to be. There was no other option. And in 1943 and 1946, two separate university studies, real academic papers, documented exactly how traditional ventilation and radiant barriers in attic spaces dramatically reduced heat transfer into living areas. We're talking 40 to 60% reduction in heat load without a single kilowatt of electricity. These studies were published. They were real. And then, air conditioning became cheap. Builders stopped caring. Why design a house to breathe when you can just sell the homeowner a bigger AC unit? Why teach people about passive cooling when HVAC companies make billions servicing the problem? The knowledge didn't disappear. It just got buried. Buried under convenience, buried under marketing, buried under the idea that technology always beats nature. But technology doesn't beat nature. The best technology works with nature. And that's exactly what this $4 Amish trick does. Okay, let's get into the real science for just a second. Don't worry, I'm keeping it simple. There's something called the stack effect. Hot air rises. You already know that. In nature, buildings are supposed to use that. Hot air rises to the top, exits through vents, and cooler air gets pulled in from below. It's a natural chimney. It's a natural cooling system. And it works beautifully. Here's the problem. Modern homes seal their attics. They add thick insulation on the attic floor, which is actually your ceiling, and they treat the attic like a dead zone, just empty space that shouldn't be touched. But by sealing it off and not giving it any real ventilation, they've killed the stack effect. Hot air enters the attic. It has nowhere to go. It builds up, and it just sits there, cooking everything below it. It's like parking a car with the windows up on a sunny day. You know how hot that gets? That's your attic, every single day, from May through September. The stack effect is still trying to happen. Your house still wants to push that hot air out, but your modern attic won't let it. So what's the answer? You have to help it along. And that's where the cloth comes in. Here's the fix. Go to any fabric store, craft store, or go online. You're looking for untreated cotton muslin cloth. Bleached white or natural, doesn't matter. You need enough to hang across your attic in 1 or 2 panels. Depending on your attic size, you're probably spending between $3 and $6 total. $4 is the sweet spot for a standard attic. That's it. That's the main material. The second part is your gable vent. Most homes already have a gable vent. That's the vent on the triangular end of your roof, on the outside of the house. If yours has an old screen or it's blocked up, we're going to clean it up and make sure air can actually flow through it. If you don't have one, you can add a simple louvered vent cover for about $8 to $15 from any hardware store. So total investment? Under $20, even if you need the vent. Usually just $4. And this thing works. But before I show you exactly how to install it, let me explain why it works. Because once you understand the mechanism, you'll realize just how clever this really is. The muslin cloth does 3 things at once, and each one makes a big difference on its own. Stack them together, it's a completely different attic. Number 1, radiant heat blocking. A white cotton reflects a surprising amount of radiant heat. When that radiant energy coming off your hot roof hits the cloth, it doesn't just pass through. A significant portion bounces back. It's not a perfect mirror. But even a 30% reflection makes a measurable difference in temperature below the cloth. Number 2, evaporative cooling. Cotton absorbs moisture from the air. On humid days, that moisture sits in the fibers. As hot air moves through and past the cloth, that tiny bit of evaporation pulls heat out of the air. It's the same principle as sweating. Your body sweats, the sweat evaporates, you cool down. The cloth sweats very slightly. That moisture evaporates. The air passing through cools slightly. Even a 5 to 8 degree drop in attic air temperature translates to a noticeable drop in your ceiling temperature. Number 3, airflow guidance. This is the big one. When the cloth is hung correctly, it channels the rising hot air toward the gable vent. Instead of letting the heat just float around randomly in your attic, hitting every surface, radiating in every direction, the cloth creates something like a soft funnel. Hot air rises, hits the cloth, gets directed sideways toward the vent, and exits the house. You've just restored the stack effect. You've given the heat a path out. And when heat leaves, lower pressure pulls cooler outside air in through any soffit vents at the bottom of your attic. Your attic starts cycling, moving, breathing, and temperatures drop. People who've done this report attic temps going from 140 degrees down to 95 or 100. That's a 40-degree drop. And the rooms below, they stop feeling like saunas. All right, let's install this thing. Here's everything you'll need. 1, cotton muslin cloth, untreated, white or natural. Around $4. 2, staple gun with half-inch staples. You probably already have one. 3, a ladder. You're going up into the attic. 4, safety glasses and a dust mask. Attics are dusty. 5, a flashlight or a headlamp. 6, optional, zip ties or small rope if you want to hang sections rather than staple. That's it. Now let's do this step by step. Step 1, check your gable vent. Before you touch anything else, go outside and look at the triangular ends of your roof. Look, you should see a vent, usually wooden louvers or a screen. Make sure it's not blocked by insulation, bird nests, or debris. Go inside the attic and confirm airflow can actually exit through it. If it's blocked on the inside by insulation, gently pull that insulation back a foot or 2. You need a clear path from inside the attic to outside the house. Step 2, measure your attic. You're going to hang the cloth roughly in the middle of the attic space, between the peak of the roof and the attic floor. Measure the width of your attic from wall to wall. Add about a foot of extra length on each side so you can staple it securely. Step 3, cut your cloth. You want the cloth to hang loosely, not tight like a drum. Loose is important. It needs to billow slightly when hot air pushes against it. Cut the cloth so it sags just a little when hung. That slight sag helps catch and redirect air. Step 4, hang the cloth. Start at one wall. Staple the top edge of the cloth to the roof rafter, not the attic floor joist, the rafter above you. Go across to the other wall and staple the other side. You want the cloth hanging like a very gentle hammock shape, connected at the top edges, sagging in the middle. If your attic is very wide, use 2 panels with a few inches of overlap in the middle. Step 5, angle it toward the gable vent. This is the part most people miss. The cloth shouldn't hang perfectly flat. You want the far edge, the edge closest to your gable vent, to be slightly higher than the near edge. Even a slight upward angle toward the vent helps direct the rising hot air toward the exit. You can adjust this with the staples, or use a small rope tied to the rafter to lift that edge a bit higher. Step 6, check your soffits. Walk around the outside of your house at the base of the roof overhang. Those small vents, those are your soffit vents. They let outside air into the attic from below. Make sure they're not blocked by insulation from inside. You need both ends working. Air in through the soffits, hot air out through the gable vent. Step 7, wait 48 hours and check. Give it 2 full hot days, then go back into the attic in the afternoon, your hottest time. You should feel a noticeable difference. If you have a thermometer, compare the temperature to what you felt before. Most people are genuinely shocked. Now I want to talk about something for a second. Why don't builders tell you this? Why don't HVAC companies mention it? Why isn't this on every home improvement show? Think about it. If you fix your attic for $4, you're not buying a new AC unit, you're not signing up for a maintenance plan, you're not replacing your insulation, you're not hiring a crew. There's no money in it for anybody. A single AC replacement can cost $5,000, $12,000. A new insulation job, $3,000 to $8,000. That's a lot of money to leave on the table. And these companies aren't evil. They just follow the incentive. The incentive says, keep the problem alive. Keep selling the solution. Nobody gets rich selling people a $4 piece of cloth in a YouTube video. But that's exactly why we're here. This channel exists because the $2 fix, the $4 fix, the fix that's just knowledge, deserves a spotlight. You deserve to know this stuff. Now here's what I want you to do. If you haven't already, subscribe, hit the bell. Because in the next video, I'm covering the complete summer cooling system, the full thing that some Amish communities use, that can drop your whole house temperature by up to 12 degrees without a single piece of electric equipment. No fans, no AC, no electricity at all. It builds on everything you just learned today, and it is wild. Drop a comment below telling me how hot your attic gets. Seriously, I want to know. Because I think some of you are dealing with numbers that'll shock the rest of us. And if you've already tried something like this, or you've heard about it from your grandparents or old neighbors, share it in the comments. This kind of knowledge is community property. It belongs to all of us, not to a company, not to a patent. To people who just want to live comfortably without going broke. Try the $4 cloth fix this week. Share this video with someone who's been complaining about their electric bill, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay cool and stay curious.